How are you guys doing today? Good? So I thought I would do something that's a bit more interesting today. Now, quick question, the clock is a presentation or Q&A included? Either way, I think it's just the presentation. All right, so today I wanted to do something a bit interesting, right? This is my Twitter handle. You can tweet at me if you have questions. But what I wanted to do is, how many of you guys are here are affiliates? Good amount of you. How many of you guys here are companies with offers? All right. And I'm assuming some of you affiliates, once you guys get big enough, you guys create your own offers, correct? So I wanted to do something fun in which we take a look at landing pages that you guys are familiar with, and I critique them. Because if these are the landing pages that you guys are driving traffic to, whether you're creating your own offers or you're driving traffic to other people's offers, you can then end up giving them these tips to boost the conversions. Because if the landing pages convert better, what does that mean? You make more money. And I know you affiliates love that money. Probably more than anyone else I know. Every time I go to affiliate conferences, everyone's like, how do I make $20,000 a day? Or $20,000 a month. Then they get there, they're like, I want to make $20,000 a day. They get there, they're like, I need $100,000 a day. It's never ending. I was just at another affiliate event, and then they asked, once they got there, they're like, how do I save the money and not pay taxes? Then everyone's like, move to Puerto Rico, right? You guys don't have to do that. Just focus on landing page optimization. So let's first take a look at this bad loan page, right? People have bad credit, they need loans. And it's hard. And this landing page has call to actions, has some text, has some little, buttons or images that show the steps, even talks about the requirements, then has some small print that's, for you guys because the screen is big, it's probably easy to read, but normally it's a bit hard to read. Then they even have a map of where they operate. Then from there, they have the footer, call to action button of getting started, and that's pretty much it. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are looking at this landing page and you're like, I know how to improve the conversions, right? Well, there's some basic ways, and these aren't my special tips. Something basic could be this header at the top, the scrolling nav bar. It has too many options. You remove them, and you just have a button that talks about apply, you're going to end up generating more clicks, right? Versus telling them, hey, click on my account. Same with the text. Some of the paragraphs are hard to read. You can also reduce the footer navigation options. As you saw in the previous slide, there's way too many options. When there's way too many options, what happens? What happens? What do you think happens if there's too many options? That's right, they click on the wrong areas. The areas that don't make you money. You guys are affiliates. You want that money, right? Don't send them to your FAQ page. You want them to send up to your sign up or buy page. And one thing they didn't do, let's go back to these landing pages. Look at this, right? It's a long landing page, but there's not call to actions in every area. They more so have it at the very top, and they have it at the very bottom. So those are general tips. But I'm not here to just give you general tips. In every landing page I go over, I'll give you some general tips, but then I'll give you some interesting things that I see. Now, does everyone know what kind of software companies I've created? Analytics companies. Do you know how many visits we track on a monthly basis? Over 3 billion. Not million, billion with the B. I'm not the smartest person. Like some of you, I didn't do always the best in school. But the one thing I was always good at was math. There's a lot of Indians in this room. You know what I'm talking about. You have to be good at math if you're Indian. If you're not good at math, you get in trouble, right? Look at them, they're nodding their heads. They probably got beat when they got an A-. They're like, it's not perfect. Oh, son, today you're going to get a beating. You get in trouble, right? I remember, true story, my dad one time put my butt on the stove. You got to get good grades as Indian. He didn't mean to burn me, but then when he burned me, he said, I'm sorry, yada, yada, yada. But I definitely got my good grades. So these are basic things. So what can other people do to really boost the conversion rates of pages like this, these lead forms? So my first tip for you guys, and some of you guys have seen this, some of you haven't, is to engage your visitors first, right? You can quiz them. I used to have a nutrition site called Nutrition Secrets, and we would quiz people when we would want to collect leads. Because when we told people to buy our products or opt in for a lead form, and we would have a sales rep call them to, let's say, lose weight or whatever it may be and go for some personal coaching, we found that, hey, people just don't like opting in. But if you make it customized to them, let's say you quiz them, I'm a man, I'm a woman, it's more personalized, right? And then you get in, you ask them questions like, what are your goals and all this stuff, and then you say, all right, you want the results, more interested in our services and our products, put in your email, name and email. Usually I don't pitch, I just say, want the results, put in your name and email. When I show them the results, I end up saying, this is what you need if you want to achieve these goals, right? This simple thing versus just asking people to put in their information and collect a lead increased my conversions by 108%. That's pretty good, right? It's simple. And how many of you guys are technical and know how to do some engineering? Look, the Indians are raising their hand. Good for you. We teach IT in India. That's right. But don't waste your time. It's inefficient. Just go use lead quizzes. Lead quizzes, I don't know what it costs. I don't own it. It's not my company. It's like under $100 a month, and you can just create one of these quizzes and keep churning and burning, and then you can figure out what converts the best and generate the most leads. Right? Now, with this bad credit site, they do have an area on their site where they have a slider where they're asking you to engage. How much money do you want to borrow? Do you see how this is way better and having people engage versus putting on their main landing pages, hey, here's all about us. We do bad credit loans. Here's the areas we service. Here's the areas we don't. You guys are affiliate marketers. You think you're going to be driving traffic to areas they don't serve? Of course not. Facebook allows you to geo-target, right? And because of that, you're not driving them irrelevant traffic. So why wouldn't they have you engage first? And I wouldn't just engage with this, a little slider. I would then ask them more questions and then collect the lead information. Because if I waste 5 minutes of your time and I have you do multiple things, like fill out questionnaires, not your name and email, but just all these questions about your loan, what are you looking for a loan for, how much, and then at the end I ask you for your information to see if you qualify, you're going to be like, oh, shucks. I wasted all this time, might as well just give him my name, email, and all my other information. That's why engaging first really works. I also did this with one of my other companies, Hello Bar, software company where we help people collect emails, but I asked them, put in your URL first, and then I had them create email collection modals, and then at the end I said, hey, do you want this to go live? Sign up. I got a 52.11% increase in signups because they're like, I already spent all this time engaging, might as well just complete the rest, right? And if you're wondering why engaging works, it's because of this. What's your name there? What's your name? Yeah. Huh? Dennis? So Dennis, if I went to you and I said, will you marry me? What are you going to say? No. Assuming I was a woman or man of your dreams, what would you say? Yes. You're crazy. Why would you say yes? I could be a terrorist. I could be a killer. I could be anything. I could be a clingy person. I don't know, right? But you get the point. In most cases, you're saying yes right now, but in most cases, what would you say? No. And why would you say no? Because you don't know me. That's the same with your visitors. Almost all of you affiliates are trying to get people to buy, and you're just like, oh no, that's cool. I'll just scale up, more accounts, get them burned, and I'll just spend thousands of dollars a day. Yeah, you can do that, but why not get people to engage first? I've also found that when you get them to engage first, less of your accounts get burned, right? That'll save you quite a bit of money if you guys are buying accounts. It's like if you ask someone, hey, would you go on a date with me? Dennis is more likely to say yes. Then we get to know each other. Eventually we end up getting married or moving in together, and then I ask him to marry me. He's much more likely to say yes. That's how it works in the real world, and that's how it should work on your website. Number 2, don't use an exit pop-up. You've seen people talk about exit pop-ups before, but I'm going to show you something a bit more unique. You're lucky if 3 out of 100 people buy. Sometimes you guys get more, sometimes less. But in most cases, most people don't buy. So why not collect leads right when people are about to bounce? On a desktop, what I did was I created an exit pop-up, but I made my background of the exit pop-up a GIF. You guys are familiar with GIFs, those images that move. And I showed them in that GIF what they would be putting in their name and email for. My conversions went through the roof. The copy stayed the same, but just by adding a silly little GIF, I increased my email collection rate by 42%. That's crazy, right? And then you do remarketing and you get people to start buying. I don't know what it is about affiliate marketers. Most of them just want people to buy. Collect emails for all the people who are going to leave. It's a great way to generate more sales. And here's a crazy one for all of you guys who love mobile. This is the highest converting lead opt-in that I've seen on mobile. This is for a site that teaches you how to grow your wealth. And it says, how rich are you ready to be? So the slider is $signs. And I'm on my iPhone and I know the screenshot's ghetto. I'm too cheap to buy a nice iPhone. I still have the 5. And you have to slide all the way with $signs. And once it goes to the end, you can click the button. That little simple trick accounts for 16% of the leads. Just think about it. You're selling wrinkle cream, you can do a slider. How youthful do you want to look? And make the slider of an old lady who has wrinkly skin, and as she slides it, she becomes more youthful. You see how you can be using this? How badly do you want to get out of debt when you're having a bad credit loan site? You can have a slider of an image of someone who's dirt broke, and as they slide it, they get more and more money. Right? You see how you can be pretty creative with this? Now, let's go over to the next landing page. Have you guys all heard of Babbel, the company where you do translations? You learn different languages? Their landing page, they like using blog posts. 10 of you affiliates, how many of you guys drive traffic to, I don't know what you guys call them, those blog posts, those fake content sites that you guys create that say CNN, and then you remove all the navigation and stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And look at Dennis, he's laughing. How many times do you do that a day? A lot. I met someone yesterday, he's like, yeah, I have a whole team of 4 people. I'm like, what do? They do all the media buying? He's like, no, they just create fake stories. So-and-so was ready to quit Double Down Casino, and what happened next will shock you, right? I made that up. Don't be good jacking that. If you do, give me my affiliate rake on that. I'm kidding. You guys can keep it. But this page keeps going. It's just content, let's go button, some ads on the sidebar. Look at this. Articles you may like, right? They're showing you other articles, and then comments. So some basic tips. Sticky navigation doesn't have a benefit. It just has try Babbel. Why should I try it? There's no benefit in there. This is all basic stuff. Remove articles you may like section. Why would you send them to another article when you wanted to get them to buy, right? Another basic tip, highlight the comments that are the best ones. If some comments encourage me to people to buy, I would put that shit at the top, assuming you want to be shady, right? And of course, have call to actions within the blog content. If people are reading your blog content, that's where their eyes are going. Your call to action shouldn't just be in your sidebars. Put them in your blog content. You'll get 3 to 4 times more clicks. It's the simplest thing. I don't know why people don't do it. This is all basic shit. So now let's go over what I would have done if I was them. Again, I'll always give you my unique tips. So my third unique tip for you is use GeoIP. You know all those dating sites? You feel warm and fuzzy because you're you see copy. Let's say if there's Match.Bangkok. I don't know what dating site they have here, or Match.com. There are 1,632,000 single people in Bangkok. What are you waiting for? You see when they do that warm, fuzzy, GeoIP targeting within their copy, it converts better, right? And of course, here's another example from a guy who sells people how to make money online. I'm determined to create a millionaire trader in Las Vegas. My only question is, will it be you? People started going out. They're like, oh, I'm in Henderson. It's right outside of Vegas. Can I still qualify? Please let me in. He's charging $7,000. Of course, he's like, you know what, for you, I'll make an exception. I'll let you in. Of course, you're going to let people in. It's not 100% accurate, but it works, right? Expedia uses this. When I'm on Expedia and I was in Los Angeles, it automatically populated Los Angeles. It showed me flights to New York, right? And it even shows me details below of the most common flights I'm probably likely to take because I'm in Los Angeles. No one's in like Bangkok and be like, oh, I want to book a flight from Vancouver, Canada to Los Angeles, right? They're usually going to leave from the city they're in. Not always, but in most cases. This all helps boost conversions. So we tested this on 5 landing pages, and it increased sales by anywhere from 12.49 to 27.57%. Now, if I was Babbel, and this is the example I'll give for Babbel, why don't they include products based on IPs? For example, in Brazil, you know what the most common language that they want to speak is? I did the screenshot of Babbel when I was in Brazil. They should have showed me English as the main language. Only 2 or 3% of people in Brazil speak English. It's the most common language that they want to learn, because then they can make money on Upwork and all these sites and then have the money in Brazil. But they should be showing me the products that I most likely want to learn based on where I'm coming from, my computer's IP, right? And that's what Babbel should have done, but they didn't. They should have shown the most popular languages based on IP. Simple way to boost conversions. Next one, add a checkout bump. This is simple. It's easier to get upsells than it is to get new sales. Tell all of your people that you're driving traffic to add a checkout bump. So on the checkout page, this doesn't decrease conversions. Right when they're buying, offer them a really sweetheart deal where they're getting a steep discount, and you'll notice that you get roughly 15% more in revenue. If these affiliates or these companies can get more revenue from their pages, what does that mean for you as an affiliate? You can get paid out more money. Or if you have your own products, add checkout bumps, you can pay the affiliates out the same money and pocket more profit. So the trick with checkout bumps is speed and automation. If the checkout bump helps them get the product, the service, the results faster in a more automated way, it converts better. Why is that? People are lazy, right? Your checkout bump should be priced at 50% or lower of the main product. You're selling a product for $100, you can sell a checkout bump, but for no more than $50. It has to be cheaper than $50, right? If you can't explain the benefit in the checkout bump in one sentence, it's not going to do well. Keep it simple. And it has to be largely discounted. Ideally, when I'm selling, let's say, a $100 product, I like my checkout bumps being like $30. It's simple, it's easy, people buy that shit. How many of you guys are going to start adding checkout bumps to your product pages? Only a few of you? You got to start adding them. I'll make a bet with you guys, all right? If any of you use these tips and you can't get an increase in conversions, I will give you free advice. I will get on the phone and I'll help you guys out for free. And keep in mind, I have companies like Google AdWords who pay me to market Google AdWords. I get paid by Facebook to speak at their conferences. I will give you free advice on whatever you want if you actually take these tips and try implementing them. Is that a fair deal? That means I'm that confident that this shit works. So now let's go over another product landing page that you guys are familiar with. How many of you guys like selling wrinkle cream? Only a few of you, or have in the past? You guys are like, no, we moved on to flashlights. All right, so wrinkle creams. You see this landing page? It keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. Look at that buy button. It's kind of small for the page. That'll be one of my tips. And going and going. Look at this form fields. Name and phone is hard to read, right? They could have made it a little bit better. Why the heck are they putting United States there and having the damn product being sold in pounds, right? Basic tips. Buy button should be larger. Pricing should be in the currency that the person's coming from. Form field text is hard to read. And this landing page was hard to read on a mobile phone, which is terrible because you guys probably get a shitload of sales from your mobile phone. All right. So my first tip, make it hard for people to buy. How many of you guys are familiar with Instant Checkmate? None of you? All right, good. So Instant Checkmate is a site that gives background checks. You know you're dating this guy or girl. Most of you guys are affiliates. You're dating this girl, and you're like, oh my God, she's so hot. I met her at an affiliate conference. She was at this booth. I'm like, no, she's not into you. She's just trying to get you to drive traffic to whatever company hired her. All right? But let's say you want to go for it. And you're like, oh my God, this girl is gorgeous and smart, and she's pitching me on, driving traffic, and if I do, she'll go on a date with me, right? Some of you guys are laughing. You guys have probably tried this. All right? And you go to Instant Checkmate. You're like, let me find out what Sarah's all about. I want to make sure she's not going to kill me. Or what many of you guys are probably wondering, I want to make sure she doesn't have another boyfriend. I went on Facebook and Instagram and I couldn't find her. All right? So you go through Instant Checkmate and they just put up a ton of roadblocks. They just keep saying like, they just keep like giving you more and more pages. Oh, we're finding more information. We're doing a deep dive. What we're showing you may scare you. Are you okay with this? And they make you wait like a few minutes. When you wait a few minutes and they say what you may find may scare you, what are you going to do? You're probably going to put in your information and pay, especially because you love this girl and you're already ready to propose to her, which I showed you don't do, right? And you're going to put in her all this information and start spending money. So it converts really well. Why? Because you made people go through hoops. If you make people work for shit, they're much more likely to convert. Mike Chang also did the same with his six-pack shortcuts. Are you guys familiar with Mike Chang? He used to have all these ads on YouTube saying buy his fitness products. And then he went to this hippy-dippy conference about like life and spirituality, which there's nothing wrong with if you believe in it. I'm not saying I do or I don't. And then he decided to like stop selling all this shit. But we tested this on a few sites where we made it harder for people to purchase. Instead of just letting them buy, like skincare, we would just be like, okay, what are your goals? How old are you? What kind of environment do you live in? Is it dry, moist, right? What are your skincare goals? Do you have issues with your eyes? Asking him all these questions and then saying, oh, you qualify. I tested this out on Mike Chang's site. I didn't fill out shit. And I clicked the buy button. He's like, congratulations, you qualify to buy her product. No matter what I filled out, I qualify. Test this on 5 sites. 1 decreased in sales by 34.63%. And the other 4 increased in sales all the way up to 58.86. Not too shabby, right? Test this out. Now, number 6, copy tweaks have the biggest impact in conversions. If I'm doing a skincare site and you guys have big landers, there's one thing you need to know. And I do a ton of copywriting and I've paid some of the best copywriters literally 60, 70, 100 grand just for a landing page, right? And out of all the data I've analyzed, because I analyze a shitload of data, I've learned that 8 out of 10 people will read your headline, but only 2 out of 10 people will read the rest of your landing page. It's all in the headline. Yes, the rest of the copy is important, but it starts with the headline. You got a shit headline, you're going to have shit conversions. So here's some quick headline rules. Numbers and negative words increase click-through rate, right? And reads. Not only does it increase click-through rates, if you guys are doing organic SEO, which some of you are, you want to keep them under 65 characters per search. Might as well get some extra search traffic. Make your headlines match the content. If it's deceiving, you're going to get a big fall off from the purchase. Odd numbers perform better than even. Don't ask me why, but from everything we've tested, we've seen that. 6-word headlines convert extremely well and avoid words with multiple meanings. And of course, use power words and adjectives. So fun, effortless, incredible, right? So, and here's some general copy tweaks. Evoking curiosity is a strong way to generate clicks and sales. What's your name? Huh? Good one? Gulwad? I'm Indian. I should be able to say this. Okay, Gulwad, right? Good enough? All right. Gulwad quit Double Down Casino, and what happened next will shock you. That's curiosity. You're much more likely to quit Double Down Casino, and you know if they're playing Double Down Casino, right? They're much more likely to buy your casino offer. You also want to make sure you're writing in a conversational tone. With copy, if you're not using the words you and I, it doesn't feel as personal, it doesn't convert as well. Using the words you and I makes it personal, and people are like, oh my God, this copy is written just for me. You don't want to be too salesy because it hurts conversions. You want to make your copy clear, dark. I don't know why people like using these fancy like landing pages with all this pink stuff. I understand the product and the audience, but if they made their copy easier to read on mobile phones, they would convert better. You also want to make sure your mobile landing pages are AMP friendly. Are you guys familiar with AMP? AMP makes the landing pages load way faster, which boosts conversions. And of course, you want to answer objections. So you can use tools like Qualaroo to ask them questions like, if they're on your page for like 5 minutes because they're most likely not ready to convert, what did you come to the site for? Did we help solve what you're looking for? Asking them simple questions will help you understand what objections they have, and then making your copy answering each of their objections, because you guys drive so much traffic, just look for the most common ones. That's the best way to boost your sales. Answered objections on one of my sites through copy, boosted conversions by 14%. Just one little simple objection. Why should we pay you guys instead of your competitors? It's really simple. Now, they can do that on the skincare products, right? Beauty, answer objections. Now let's look at the last landing page. VPN solutions. Get your free VPN. Boom, here's the rest of the landing page. It's short, sweet, doesn't have to be too long. Now, basic feedback is not everyone knows what a VPN is, so should make it more basic. They should let people know that it's easy to use. They should consider creating a short video explaining the VPN process, right, instead of this image on the top left. I understand it's privacy related, but you can have the thumbnail of the video do the same thing. And what's the catch? Why is it free? People are going to be wondering this, so you're going to lose a lot of people there. Now, here's what I would do if I had the VPN page. Evoke fear. In some of your guys' products, you can scare the shit out of people and make them buy. So here's what this VPN page has. Snoopers and hackers can trace you by your IP address. And I actually did this for a VPN company. It wasn't these guys. But I changed this copy. One of my buddies owns a VPN offer. And right there, I put shit like, people are spying on you. We know that this is your IP address. You live in Berlin, Germany. You use a MacBook Pro, and you enjoy surfing the web at all times at night, especially at nighttime. It's this time in your time zone. That scares the shit out of people. And I would end up being like, and this is just scratching the surface of what we know about you. Want to stop this? Use this free VPN so we and other people can't trace you. You see how that scares people? Don't you think that'll get people to download your product? Of course it will. When we did it on that VPN site, conversions went up by 39.14%. That's crazy. All we did is just showcase the person's information based on their IP. And we went really hardcore specific. Like, we even made judgments being like, you love browsing the web using Safari, you're really loyal to Mac products. Or like, if they had Chrome, you love using Google, right? You're loyal to Google products such as Google Search and Chrome. By making it creepy, conversions went up. And my last bonus tip, ask your customers and visitors for a favor, all right? So when you're collecting emails from your offers, and most of your affiliates don't do this, I don't understand why, because most of your traffic isn't going to convert. Start dripping them with free information, such as being like, I'll give you this bonus if you do X, Y, and Z for me. and the subject line I use is, I need a favor, can you help, plus some good news. And I just write an email that just basically says something like, hey, hey John, or hey Dennis, I have a favor that I'm asking for you. I want to help the world look more youthful. I have this amazing skincare product, and no, I'm not here to sell you on it, but instead what I want to do is, I want to have you help me and educate the world on this product, and in exchange, I'll send you a free sample. All you have to do is pay shipping. But all I ask is in favor is for you to let other people know about this offer and share this link on your Facebook and Twitter and yada, yada, yada. And it's really simple. You start getting people to share, and they email you back saying, oh my God, this is amazing. And then they write blog posts talking about how you're awesome, and then boom, you get more traffic and more sales. Funny enough, traffic hasn't gone up much, but when someone recommends a product or service, I found that we got an extra 6.41% increase in sales. And when I meant traffic didn't go up in much, when you have 1 million+ visitors that you're driving or you're getting, you're not going to notice a big traffic increase, but the people who come from this, they do extremely well when it comes to conversion from visitor to a purchaser. So that's it, and now let's get into some Q&A.
Thanks very much. I feel we should turn this one over to the audience. We got an opportunity to have you on stage.
All right.
Pretty rare opportunity. So if you've got a question, come up. We have these 2 mics positioned right here. Come on over. Make sure you speak clearly, right up in the mic.
Yeah, and you guys can ask me the most ridiculous marketing questions, conversion questions. Keep in mind, I've worked with Facebook. Facebook as in the company. You guys do Facebook ads. I work with Google. I help promote AdWords. So you guys can ask anything, and I will answer.
Ask me anything.
There you go.
Him, I mean, not me. Okay, coming over here. Just whisper it in my ear and I'll say it out loud.
There you go.
Hello, check.
Yeah.
Hi, I think I have to do this every time because this happened with me yesterday too. Okay, Neil, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm from India. My name is Saurav. And I have this question. What's the role of artificial intelligence here on landing pages? Does it really help?
So you're saying what's going to be the role of artificial intelligence online?
Yeah, on the landing page.
On landing pages. I don't think you're going to see much artificial intelligence anytime soon. You're going to see virtual reality.
Okay.
For example, with skincare, you can show virtual reality of the product, and people can actually start watching it and seeing it. That's going to happen much quicker than artificial intelligence. At least that's what I believe, because that's what I'm seeing companies put a ton of money before they were putting it into artificial intelligence. But going back to artificial intelligence, you're going to start seeing things being very, very sophisticated, in which they're going to know more about the person, like the IPs, the address, knowing that someone in Brazil wants to learn English because that's the most common things that they do. This is where you're going to see the most increase in sales. Now, going back to artificial intelligence, it's all data that people are analyzing. The problem with it is privacy laws are changing. You're going to see a lot of new regulations come out in the EU within the next, I think it's 3 months or 4 months. We're already redoing a lot of our terms of service and privacy. It's also going to make artificial intelligence harder. But if you want a quick trick to make more sales, you guys are all affiliates, you guys drive people to products and offers, go create a video, a remarketing pixel for anyone who clicks the button. Because if they click the button, they went to the landing page, right? Because you can't always put your pixels on other people's landing pages. They limit you. Put it on, based on a click of a button, you're pixeling someone with, because you can always send them a redirect, right? You're pixeling them with a conversion pixel that ends up saying, all right, if they have this, I'm going to show them a video on YouTube and Facebook through remarketing for the next 7 days that talks to them about this product or service and the experience they would get if they bought it. It is the highest form of converting ads that I've seen by far. And that's what you guys should all be doing. And do the opposite pitch of the landing page. Because if the landing page didn't make them buy, that means you have to do the drastic opposite, and it's the best way to get them to convert.
Perfect. That's some good suggestion. just one more question. Which is the tool that you would recommend for landing page? Your favorite of all?
My favorite tool for landing pages?
Yeah.
I like using lead pages a lot. ClickFunnels is good, but the problem with landing pages, if you want to do custom crazy stuff, you can't use any of them. You just have to have like some cheap labor from Upwork whip them out for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
While we get someone else here, I wanted to know what you think about messenger marketing and whether you're integrating that into your funnels at any point.
Messenger marketing works. It converts well, but the automated chat sequences, we're seeing the numbers go down in conversions. Like I wasn't talking about much about messenger stuff until 6 months to a year ago, and that was because my numbers started going down. So I was like, all right, let me share all the messenger stuff. But at one point, I was getting like 60 to 70% click-throughs. Yes, you know, some people are like, I get 90%, but I'm talking about in volume, right? What's easier than Messenger is push notifications. You guys drive a lot of people. So what I do is I'll do a push notification on the squeeze pages that you control and get people to opt in. It's really high converting. Just use HTTPS pages because then it's in browser and people don't know what they're accepting and they just usually accept everything. And then you can do drips through the push notification, doing like quick lines of education, driving them back to more landing pages and getting them to convert for all your other offers that are related to you. Because then once you already have one skincare product and you know they buy that, go offer them everything else that's related to that demographics. It's a great way to make more money from your paid traffic.
And I think that's the number one thing that affiliate marketers need to focus on is making more money from customers over the lifetime rather than just
That's correct. It's all churn and burn, and I don't understand why.
Yeah,
I work with a few affiliate companies. Yeah, it's changing because Facebook ads are getting more expensive. If it wasn't, affiliates are lazy.
We'd
Let's
still
be
keep
honest.
churning.
Yeah, of course. And there's nothing wrong with that. The money's quick, and some of you guys are crushing it. Like more power to you guys, right? But if you can make double your money, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally. Anyone else out there?
So hey Neil, this is Deepak from India.
Can you go a bit closer to the mic?
Hey Neil, this is Deepak from India, and I have a blog called digitaldeepak.com. So one of my questions is that what do you think is the future of SaaS products? Because I see more and more SaaS products being offered on a freemium tier where a lot of features are being given away for free so that they can attract the market. So, and I have watched your videos where you have talked about it, where you had Kissmetrics and then Mixpanel gave a free tier.
Yes.
Put a
They
asked
crushed
people
us
to
with the free tier.
Yes, yes. So,
Yeah.
I have an opt-in tool as well. We are developing an opt-in tool, and we gave a free tier of that. We have like 2,000 sites deployed, but then we have difficulty in converting them into paid customers. So I see even when you look at Crazy Egg, you see Hotjar giving away free tier. So what if in the future more and more people give even more free tiers in trying to attract the market? Then how do we eventually monetize the people who are in
So
our funnel?
when you do free, it's hard to convert visitors to customers. If you're doing free, roughly 5% of most SaaS, 4 to 5% convert into paying customers. If you're really good, you can get like 8, 9%. And most of them, when they're doing the free trials, they say free premium trial or free account. And then they try to get you to put in your credit card. And then if you don't, they drop you down into a free account after 30 days. But they push you, oh, your plan's gonna expire, and they're really aggressive on the marketing. Free works extremely well because it makes your ad costs lower. But when you're doing this, you gotta optimize your funnels. For all of you guys out there in the affiliate world, I'm not a big affiliate. I don't really do much affiliate marketing, but I know so many of them.
You rank pretty high though.
Yeah, rank number 1 for
You rank
affiliate
number one
marketing.
for affiliate marketing, yeah.
At least in the US.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is I see everyone's data because I don't compete, so everyone shares it with me. The people who do SaaS are making the most in the long term. They're making the least in the short run. The conversions are crazy, but what they find is the LTV of the customers, because they pay for like a year, 2 years, and these companies, as an affiliate, how easy it is for you to sell your company when you're doing $1 million a month in profit. Let's be honest. How many of you guys think you can sell it for 4x profit? Raise your hand. How many of you think you can't sell it and it would be hard to find a buyer? Raise your hand if you don't think it would be easy to find a buyer. All right. How many of you guys think you guys can sell it for like a few X profit if you're lucky? Raise your hand. All right. No one wants to raise their hand. Either way, I'll tell you guys one little secret. Do you know how much my SaaS company is valuated as? Take a guess.
Which one?
What multiple of, what multiple?
4x.
I can get 6 to 10x revenue.
That's crazy.
My profit just has to be break even. I'm telling you, I can sell a company of 6 to 10x yearly revenue for being break even. How crazy do you guys think that is?
Ridiculous. And it's because it's reoccurring.
That's correct.
It's just stable.
Yes, much more predictable. Go for reoccurring solutions.
Okay. So
Build wealth. It's really easy. The buyers for these companies, a private equity company will buy these all day long. They'll turn some profit. They'll borrow money from the bank at like 6% interest, and they'll use your profits because they'll make it, let's say, profit 20, 30% to pay off the bank loan, and they'll own the company outright by only putting 20, 30% down, and then they'll sell it again. That's the model.
Huh.
So one more question. You are free to say no to this if you want. So how big is your email list, and do you use ConvertKit for your email?
My email list on neilpatel.com or
Yes.
TotalSci. I'll give you
neilpatel.com.
neilpatel.com. Non-paid email list is around like 550,000 active subscribers with the 30+% open rate, but I don't sell to my email list, hence the high open rate.
Ah, nice.
And
Okay,
do
cool.
you-
We got to move. We got two people waiting behind us
Yeah,
here.
no
We got
problem.
5 minutes left.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
What up, Neil?
Hey.
Chris over here. I love your stuff, so thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I remember way back you mentioned lucid dreaming was a very hot topic. What
Was a hot topic?
Lucid dreaming.
Okay,
Funny, I
yeah.
remember you said that in Berlin. I was going to bring
Yeah.
it
I
up
was in
again.
Berlin, so I was wondering what are some ways you recommend on knowing what's hot right now and finding new trends?
So Google Trends, of course, lets you know what's hot. That's easy. You can use tools like keywordtool.io and Uber Suggest. So if you put in keywords, it tells you what people are searching for related to that industry, and it gives you all the long tail, and that works out extremely well. Other than that, look for what people are talking about on like Facebook, on their streams, not what you're seeing ads, but what people are talking about in their streams, and that usually becomes hot. Check out Google News. What's usually trending and hot there is typically popular as well.
But go for those authentic conversations rather than the.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not the paid ads. Go for the authentic
Because that's what they
conversation.
want you to talk about, not necessarily
Yes.
what people actually want.
Correct.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice. We got.
Go for it.
Hey, you are awesome, by the way. My guru, my star.
Thank
quick
you.
question. From what I see, all of your work, you study a lot of user behavior. Do you think that nowadays, due to the more aggressive offers that are on the market, do you think that users will not be so easygoing like they currently are?
It's getting tougher and tougher, but because technology is advancing, it's like creating a balance in which, because of more privacy laws, it's harder, but
Yeah.
because technology is advancing so much, you're able to gather more data. So it's roughly the same.
Because from what I understood from your speech, it's like you have to give them like a false confidence, more steps, so you can actually make him feel more closer to your offer.
Yeah, and I'm just letting you know, I personally wouldn't create false steps, but when I talk to people who are at this conference, they told me to just tell them whatever converts the best.
Oh no, not false steps. I mean, create steps in order for him to feel closer, the user to feel
of
closer
course.
to
More
your
touch
offer.
points.
Yes, more
Yeah,
touch points.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
It's just think about marriage. If I ask you to marry me right now, even though you're like, you're awesome, you're gonna say I'm crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But if I got to know you and I said, hey, you know what? What's your name again?
Raluca.
I think we took a picture yesterday,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I have a good
I told
memory.
you, my star.
So if I said, let's go and get some coffee, you'd be like, okay, all right, let's go on a dinner date, yada, 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 and we speed it up, and a year from now I ask you to marry me, you're much more likely to say yes. The same goes with the web. Creating those steps, you're much more likely to get conversions because people feel more warm and comfortable with you. The only time you don't have to do that is if you're promoting a big brand. EX at Amazon, you don't have to create steps when you're at Amazon because everyone knows Amazon. The comfort's already there.
Because the history.
Because
Because
it's
of
built
the
in.
Correct.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Time for one more.
Hi Neil, thanks for your great talk, and also thanks for sharing like all the material with your blog and podcast. So this is a question for like both you and Eric. So what would you recommend for like selling higher value product, like let's say a training product for over $2,000? Would you focus more on content marketing or like Facebook ads?
You can do Facebook ads. There's a guy named Jason Hornick who does it for all the people who sell $2,000 plus offers. He can usually get you a 2-to-1 on your ad spend. I've never met him personally. I have nothing affiliated with him. When I was running with him, I was selling high ticket offers through webinars. I remember I did a speech on webinars in AWA in the past. Was it AWA or Berlin? One or the other.
I think it was Berlin. I'm not sure.
One or the other, but you can get the presentation for them, or if not, send it to me or shoot an email. I'll send you the deck that teaches you how to make like a perfect webinar that converts really well. And I believe Jason got me up to like a $500,000 or 600 grand per month. A lot of it was profit. Works better than content marketing. My buddy Sam, you know Sam Evans?
Yeah.
Sells high ticket offers in the multi-millions.
Right.
And not a 7-figure guy. You're talking about 8-figure.
Nice.
It converts really well. Test it out.
And you're going to introduce me to Jason Horning.
I will introduce you.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, we sell tickets. You know, webinars are the best way we've found for sure. Webinars combined with retargeting, essentially with a smaller tripwire in the beginning where you provide some value, sell them up to a webinar, and then our remarketing numbers. You probably some people get remarketed by us in this audience here,
Yeah,
and
like, I do also. Yeah.
you see it all the time. So it's like that remarketing, and it's insane the ROI that you get on remarketing. But what we got to figure out is cold traffic.
Yes. Well, how many of you guys want to sell through webinars and make like a 2-to-1 on your ad spend? If enough of you raise hands, I'll do something for you guys. All right, now the hands start to come up. If you email someone at the event, I can send it to you. If
Sure.
you just
Eric
shoot
at
me an
iStack Holdings.
Yeah, I will shoot you over my email sequences for webinars. Feel free to copy them. Just don't use my name.
want these.
I'll send you my slide decks. I will send you my my hacks for Webinar Jam, like exit pop-ups within there, the fake chats we create. We even ping people, or when they leave the browser, we put a ping notice so that way they know to come back, so that way they're not distracted. The text alert notifications, I'll send you guys it all. You should be able to get at least 2 or 3-to-1 on your ad spend.
Well, yeah, thanks
Merry
a lot.
Christmas.
Some value
Yeah,
right there.
thank
Merry
you.
Christmas, everybody. Let's give Neil a big round of applause.
Thank you guys.
on the level.